A UK bank has recently been fined for not respecting the regulation 1215 regarding COVID masks and the amount of people that are in the bank at one point in time and the reporting of this data. I am Ciprian-Florin, a roboticist and technology consultant for EY, and our job is to understand the technological challenges of our clients and then deliver market-leading solutions so that they can improve their work and stay safer. In this case, in order to help with the regulation 1215, the most important task is to understand the number of workers present in the offices and if they're wearing a mask or not. In this case, we can use 4 different technologies. An NFC card technology at every single entrance and every door within the building. That means that every worker will use a clock in and clock out system based on an NFC card that they will have, and we will know the exact amount of people that are at any point in time in the building. And if this technology is applied to multiple rooms and multiple offices in the building, that means that we can properly analyze the amount of people, workers in every single location inside the room in the building. So this gives us a very accurate and very detailed tracking of the entire building. The second option would be to use a QR code. A QR code is quite simple. That means that they do not need to use any kind of cards or anything like that. They need to use their cell phones, which they already have. And through a smartphone, they just need to scan a code. And that means that the solution is easy to implement and it is completely cloud-based. The third solution would be to use the camera system. Any office, any bank, and any business has multiple cameras installed. We can use those cameras with IoT systems, Internet of Things, facial scanning through algorithms and AI in order to analyze the shapes of people to see how many people are inside a room at any given time, and also to see if they are wearing a mask or not. But this means that every single customer, every single room will need to have cameras and everything will be heavily monitored, which can prove an issue from a point of view of privacy. The PIN system can be used to create a clock in, clock out system where every single worker can clock in when they start their work and clock out when they left. That means that we can analyze the amount of people that are working at the given moment in time in the building. And also, we can also use this system with customers. When they have a booking, they can get a specific PIN system number and use that PIN in order to check in and complete a task. That means that we can have proper analysis on the workers and on the customers as well. And this solution is fully offline, it is simple, and it does not require any type of maintenance. Furthermore, the bank has asked us to analyze the amount of bookings that they have and forecast the amount of bookings and allocations they need in the future. That means that we can use mathematical algorithms or even AIs to check previous data and generate a forecast for the future. If we use an algorithm, a mathematical algorithm to filter the data, this is on-premise and it is fully offline. It is a fully offline solution and it can create all these reports that can then be passed to the dashboard of the executives for proper analysis. Because of the types of algorithms that we're using, we can have per day, per week, per month, and even per hour monitoring and forecast created by analyzing the amount of people, the amount of workers, the amount of customers present in the building at any point in time, any hour, and any day. And based on that, we can do averages and create a forecast for the future so that the business itself is properly prepared for it. Furthermore, an algorithm does not require any interaction. It is completely autonomous, and the data can be given then to people that can use it and can manipulate it. That means that no manual interaction is required, and that means that other workers can be used for more important tasks rather than this process, which can be automated. Furthermore, since it is an algorithm, it is software, it can be easily upgradable over air with just a click of a button. In order to secure data storage, which was another requirement from the bank, we can use NAS servers. That means that there is flawless collaboration between all workers. We have a central location for all the documents. Anyone can access any document at any given point in time. The storage is private on-premise, not in cloud, and it can offer automated backups, configurable backups, and system restores in case of emergency. Furthermore, because of the backups and the privacy, there is data protection and no loss of data can happen in the future. A NAS server is quite simple to set up, and it offers a simple web-based interface, which means that the cost is quite low and it offers complete remote access from anywhere at any point and on all devices and any OSs. Visualization tools that can be used together with algorithms and with the other systems that can be integrated, as I said, can be Google Charts, Tableau, or Grafana. These three visualization tools are top 3 in the world, the top 3 most used visualization tools in the world, and they can be cloud-based, such as Google Charts, or on-premise and cloud-based like Tableau and Grafana. They all have their own advantages and disadvantages, as can be seen from the following chart. Tableau seems the most advanced and the most used tool out of all of them. As for my personal recommendation to the executives, as a tech consultant, the NFC system is the best system that can be implemented, as all workers can be tallied and monitored through cameras for social distancing through AR, Internet of Things implementation. Together with being able to monitor the working hours and the designated offices of every single worker, we can analyze the amount of people at any given time on any day in any of the rooms present in the building. This can give us a very high amount of data and a lot of control over the situation. Thanks to the algorithms, forecasts can be created for the future, and based on a website which takes bookings for the banks, we can also use that data with algorithm to create forecasts for the bookings as well for the future. All these informations can be given to Tableau, and through their visualization software, we can have graphs and pie charts and all the information required in order to properly manage everything and know what we need to do. All of this data can be stored privately on a NAS server. However, there can be foreseeable risks. I will highlight some of these risks now. The first one is that although all the businesses offer 24/7 camera monitoring, this can be an issue to some of the workers. And privacy is a very important matter that has to be perfectly discussed with every single member of the team present in the bank. The second problem, in case of the NFC system implementation, the users can lose their cards or the cards can be damaged. That means that the bank itself needs an on-the-spot NFC production department so that they can immediately get an NFC card in the case of a damaged or lost one. The biggest and expected issue is maintenance. Such a complex system requires maintenance, and the technicians and the software engineers need to be requested in order to properly maintain everything, and time need to be taken out in specific days for the software engineers and technicians to work on the maintenance that needs to be done. This means that there is a cost involved. And continuing from here, the installation of the entire system is time consuming, as it requires a lot of people, a lot of staff, and a lot of devices to be implemented and to work together perfectly, as we are talking about a bank that deals with millions of transactions per year. Now, since there is a new device and a new system, all employees need to accept new terms of service for the contract, and they will also need to perform additional training. This needs to be taken into consideration before the implementation of the entire system. And the last problem, the biggest one, and the one that has the lowest chance of happening, data purge. In case of a blackout, there can be unexpected loss of data. This can happen, of course, depending on how the system has been implemented. If the system has been implemented properly, with additional power generators and backup points, there will be no issues. This has been my solution and my summary for the executives in order to assess their banks and comply with the regulation 1215 for their banks. With all this said, I would like to thank you for the time dedicated.